welcome back, and as we like to do every Saturday morning is have a very special guest on the show, and we've really plucked a beauty this time. He's a man from K-Rock, and he's also known around the traps with his column in the Geelong Advertiser. All-round nice guy, does a lot of work as MC for the Football Geelong as well, and he is Tom King. G'day, Tom.
Dick, a very good morning to you, Eric. Lovely to be with you both.
What do you want to golf, mate?
Yeah, I'm going to try and fit in a round of golf between now and this afternoon because I'm really looking forward to watching East Geelong and Werribee Central's go.
Now, they tell me you're fulfilling a lifelong ambition. You're going to get into the commentary box with the great man beside you and call a footy game.
Yeah, Eric and I have spoken about it for about 4 or 5 years now, Dick, that we'd love to call a game of footy together, and unfortunately conflicting schedules with K-Rock with me and obviously not falling with the GDFL match of the day on the Pulse. Man, we haven't been able to do it, but schedules open up, not doing the Cats and the Tigers tonight for K-Rock, but looking forward to getting on the Pulse this afternoon and having a bit of fun with Eric and Grubby, of course.
Great part about it, Dick, we've never been competitors, Tommy. We've had fantastic mutual respect for one another, Tom, haven't we?
Yeah,
and you're right, it's been a promise we've made to one another over the last 4 or 5 years, and this afternoon it'll come to fruition. I'm really looking forward to it.
You retired on me, didn't you, at the end of 2010, I think?
Yeah, but they got me back though.
Yeah, thankfully. I thought my opportunity was gone. So, and I spent a bit of time calling some football, Geelong, Ballerine and GFL for a couple of years before K-Rock gave me a more regular gig, and been lucky enough to do that for the last 2 or 3 years, which has been a lot of fun and pretty enjoyable when you get to go and watch the Cats play every so often, and somebody's putting you in a seat to do it.
Your comparison between what you've been doing with K-Rock and the previous calling with Ballerine, is there a difference in obviously the standard of footy, but in the standard of calling?
Much quicker to call AFL, so much more happening with the movement of the footy and the like. Ballerine footy and GFL footy, I suppose the difference is BFL and GFL footy, the players aren't as easily identifiable. You're not seeing them on TV every week. You're only seeing them, maybe once every 5 weeks, and players change and teams change. So the fact that AFL is so exposed with so many footy channels on television and obviously a lot of radio calling it, and then obviously the media interest makes that a lot easier to call.
You might be pleasantly surprised this afternoon. I reckon the standard of GDFL this year has been excellent. We've been lucky enough to call some great games, and certainly Grubby being with us this afternoon, we'll be entertained on the Werribee side of it, and we just have to keep tab on the East fellas.
Yeah, I know, the East, you and your East Geelong links going back with the boys from Richmond Crescent. I'm looking forward to the Savo. I don't know whether you can call season defining 5 rounds in, but it really is for a team that sits 6th and 8th. Obviously, East coming off last week's loss. Central's obviously their struggles, against Belpost Hill last week. So 2 teams who really want to bounce back. We know obviously East Geelong are just decimated with injury and obviously a couple of suspensions as well. It's going to really be key of whether East can hold on to Tyron Montebruno. If they can keep him quiet this afternoon, that's going to be the real key to this game. Pretty
good point, and I think the other factor is that East, with Ruckman being suspended, Ricky suspended, I think Chalice and one other, Primke, top-class players, didn't play last week on top of about 12 or 14 from last year. So it's almost a new East Geelong side. But I'm quite looking forward to the challenge that East have got, because I reckon with the talls at Werribee, Grubby tells me that they're not a bad side, and the only thing that concerns him is the game being videoed, because with the umpires looking at videos this year.
The big concern out of the Centrals camp is that loss last week was around 12 goals. Werribee Centrals don't get beaten by 12 goals at Galvin Park. That just doesn't happen. And for it to happen this year so early, I don't know whether that's worrying signs for Bomber Phipps and whether his side's just off the mark at the moment.
The only thing about it though, Tom, is that the 2 teams that have beaten Werribee are the top 2 sides, and I believe they will be the benchmark. Belpost Hill certainly the benchmark. North Geelong playing great footy, and they're the 2 sides that have beaten Werribee. So you're right, it could be season defining for both clubs today.
What about Belpost Hill now wheeled into $1.90? They're better than even money to win the GDFL flag now, and we're only 5 rounds in. That's how confident the bookmaker is that they're the team to beat at the moment. So,
and they're looking at 4 in a row.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen that. That hasn't been done in the modern era. It's phenomenal that we haven't seen a side win 4 in a row in so you look at the 79 era on when the split happened with the GFL, and if they can do that, full credit to Gurge and the team out there. It's just a phenomenal achievement.
You blokes are like the Village Glee Club over there. Fair dinkum. Get off Belpo still. The Magpies are the good money at the moment.
I'll tell you I'll
$3.50.
tell you what I'm really enjoying at the moment is the renaissance of Geelong West Sporting Club. It's fantastic. 3-1. I don't think they've started 3-1 since the mid-90s. Of course, they made the last ever Division 2 grand final.
And Winchelsea 2-1.
And Nicholls are flying at the moment.
Absolutely.
So having those two, Nick Washington's doing a wonderful job. A lot of people queried his appointment 18 months ago, but he's laid the groundwork. He's got some good recruits in. The club's on the way up, and I spoke to him earlier in the week, and some of the stuff that's happening off the field is really laying that foundation.
Not because I did it, but a great interview with him earlier this morning. Nick was very, very good after the game, and it was one of the more pleasant interviews to do. He's very confident.
Yeah, look, obviously they've got some games to win. You probably need 10 or 11 wins to sneak a finals berth. So they're a quarter of the way there, but it's a good foundation. You'd rather be 3-1 than 1-3.
Tommy, enjoy your call this afternoon with the great man beside you.
I'm really looking forward to it, Dick. It's been
Let him talk.
A pleasure to work with him previously and other things, but to do it on air will be fantastic this afternoon.
Good on you, mate.
Looking forward to 1:30.
Thanks very much for coming in, Tom. And Tom King, of course, you can hear him on K-Rock calling the big AFL games, especially next Friday night, the Collingwood-St Kilda game. Have a great afternoon, mate. And before we go, I'd just like to mention with you that it was a very sad occasion last Sunday on the passing or the tragic accident to lose Matt Clay, a football commissioner. His funeral was last Thursday, and a big attendance there, of course, and he'll be sadly missed in football, and deepest sympathy to the Clay family as well.
It was. So I got the email on Monday that informed me of that, and was really surprised, as you are, I suppose, when you hear about an early passing of somebody heavily involved with the Torquay club and was a really popular member of the Football Geelong Commission.
Yeah, very sad indeed. Well, we'll be back shortly after this break, talk about all the big games on this afternoon, back after this.
From all around Geelong, I'm here to tell you how football is strong.